I felt my blood pressure rise as I read this next tweet, which you're about to see. This is from David Schuster. He reports the following. Manchin ally says senator has received no pressure or lobbying from White House to vote for the COVID-19 bill with the minimum wage attached. Good for Manchin. Malfeasance at the White House. No calls, horse trading, or effort to find out what would get Manchin on board. Good grief. Beyond absurd. I want you to contrast this with the news we learned about Neera Tandon. Now, thankfully, with Neera Tandon, it didn't work out. They couldn't scrap together enough votes to get her to be OMB director. She'll be somewhere else in the administration, but she won't be OMB director. But the reports were early on that they were, quote, fighting like hell for Neera Tandon. In fact, that's what Ronald Klain said. Top administration official. They were having conversations with people behind the scenes, asking, hey, what can we do to get you to support her? What would you like? Lisa Murkowski was the one that it really all came down to. Now, there are contradictory reports. Ryan Grimm says he actually didn't lift a finger for Neera Tandon, but at least there were some whispers publicly and in the media that actually they were trying to slap together the numbers that they need for Neera Tandon. Assuming that's true for a second, and again, there's contradictory reporting. Some people say they pushed for Neera, some people say they didn't really do it, even though they pretended they did it. Either way, there was more noise around trying to get Neera Tandon approved than there was trying to get the $15 minimum wage. That says everything I need to know about where these people lie politically. That says everything I need to know. The Senate parliamentarian, which is an unelected bureaucratic position, that person came out and said, I don't think we can put the $15 minimum wage in the COVID relief bill, and I don't think we could do it through reconciliation. Now, here's how much power the Senate parliamentarian has. Dick. Bupkis. Nothing. Nada. No power. None at all. And in fact, what the Republicans did when the Senate parliamentarian said, you can't do the Bush tax cuts, mostly for the rich, through reconciliation. You know what they did? They immediately fired the parliamentarian and put somebody in there who said, sure, you could do it. In 1996, the welfare reform bill, which gutted welfare, was a horrendous piece of legislation. They passed that through reconciliation. You can get almost whatever you want through reconciliation. You just have to dedicate yourself to doing it. Now, the fact of the matter is, Kamala Harris is the one who has the power to say, we disagree, and we're going to put it in there. But every indication since the parliamentarian said, you can't put the $15 minimum wage in the bill, every indication is that Kamala and Biden and all these powerful people in D.C. are going, oh my God, I wanted so bad to put the $15 minimum wage in, but I can't. What do you want me to say? It's not me. It's the parliamentarian. I'm being given an excuse by the parliamentarian. That person has no power. It's an advisory opinion. It's like if somebody, Biden calls a family member to ask advice on something and they give advice and he could either listen or not listen, but the choice is on him. The choice is on Kamala Harris and Joe Biden to determine whether or not to vote on it. So if they don't put it in the bill, ladies and gentlemen, they do not want it in the bill. They do not believe in a $15 minimum wage. By the way, this is the only time you're actually going to have the ability to get it. Because understand something. Normally, through what's called regular order, you would need 60 votes. Because the Republicans just declare, we are filibustering. Therefore, you guys need 60 votes. So you don't even have to get up there and speak. It's not the old school filibuster where we have to actually speak. They just declare, we are filibustering. And then you need 60 votes to get it through. We don't have 60 votes for the minimum wage increase. So the only way you're going to get it through is with budget reconciliation. Why not put it through a must-pass $1.9 trillion COVID relief bill, which polls at 77%? Even 60% of Republicans support this COVID relief bill. By the way, don't get me started. I've seen polls all over the place, but poll in 2019, 67% favorability for a $15 minimum wage. The lowest one I've seen is 59% favorability. These numbers matter. These things matter. If you don't put it in the bill, you don't want it in the bill, which means you don't support a $15 minimum wage. And what's so fucking gross about this is that they're liars. They're liars. They're liars. At least some of the Republicans are upfront with the fact that they're not in favor of higher wages for working people. At least they'll basically tell you. The Democrats run on raising the minimum wage, and then they get, I get the parliamentarian. What was the parliamentarian? This person has no power that I can overrule in an instant. Well, I can't, because the person I can't overrule, I'm going to pretend like I can't overrule. What do you want me to tell you? They didn't even try to have a conversation with Manchin or Sinema. If they really wanted this, you know what Joe Biden would do? He would call up Joe Manchin. He'd have his favorability numbers in front of him. Now, I don't know Manchin's favorability numbers off the top of my head, so I'm just making this number up. But it'd be something along the lines of, hey, Joe, it's Joe. I need you to understand something. My approval rating just came in at 62%. You know what that is? That's a honeymoon period, son. I'm an incredibly popular president at the moment. I can't miss at the moment, son. Oh, look at this. I see your approval rating is 33%. I almost double your approval rating. What would you think if I went and did some rallies in West Virginia starting next week for a primary opponent against you? Would you like that? What if I used all of the resources of the Democratic Party and all of the money and call all my donors and tell my donors, don't give to Joe Manchin, he's blacklisted, we're going to support a primary opponent of Joe Manchin, an opponent to his left. Would you like that, Joe? Oh, you wouldn't like that. You wouldn't want me to use my incredible popularity to crush you and end your career permanently. Well, there is a way we can avoid that. Here's how we avoid that. If you vote for this $15 minimum wage, we're going to put it in the $1.9 trillion bill. If you vote for the $15 minimum wage, you're going to be my best friend. I'm going to use my popularity to go to your state and campaign for you. And I'll tell my donors to donate to you. And if any primary challenger runs against you, I'll support you. It's, hey, listen, son, I could be your best friend or I could be your worst enemy. It's up to you. But I don't think you want this fight now. Now, a new poll just came out of West Virginia. 63% of West Virginians support a $15 minimum wage. 63%. So don't give me this bullshit about, I'm a West Virginia Democrat. That's why I can't do it, because people in West Virginia don't agree with these crazy left-wing policies. 63% do agree with it. So you're either going to represent your corporate donors or you're going to represent the people. I'm here to make you represent the people. If you do represent the corporate donors, you're done, son. You're done. That's what a real politician who cares about this would do. Or you don't even have to go that far. You could start by saying, Joe, what do you want me to give you in order for you to vote for the $15 minimum wage? You tell me. You want me to allocate extra infrastructure money for West Virginia? Done. I got it. Whatever you need, I'll hook you up if you vote for this. You could go that way, or you could go you could go positive reinforcement or negative reinforcement, but there needs to be something. They didn't do anything. They didn't lift a finger. They didn't talk to Manchin. They didn't talk to Sinema. Kamala backed off it immediately. Joe Biden backed off it immediately because they don't want it. So now we have to make them do it. And unfortunately, far too often, they just brush us all off, man. They just brush us all off. But we need the noise to be overwhelming. In fact, credit to, TYT decided to jump into this and do a hashtag Save Us Kamala and get people to put a lot of pressure on Kamala to say, you're the only one that can save us and keep it in the bill, so you got to keep it in the bill. We should be in favor of any and all attempts and efforts to put pressure to make them do the right thing on this. But the reporting is terrifying, the reporting is disgusting, and the reporting is that they just don't care about this issue. Well, the final part to this conversation is this. It's like they're trying to lose in 2022 and 2024. You can't campaign on something overwhelmingly positive. People elect you in large part because of these popular things that you campaigned on, and then you just don't do it. There are fucking consequences to that, son. There are consequences to that. And, you reap what you sow. You made your bed, now you're going to sleep in it. Or you could do the right thing and be overwhelmingly popular and stay in power. But see, their catch-22 is they want to appease their corporate donors as well and represent their corporate donors as well. And the corporate donors don't want the $15 minimum wage. So that's what's really going on. Our politics are so corrupt that even the party that's supposed to nominally be on the left and nominally be for the workers, they abandon you instantly. So, disgusting. They better change course. If they don't, then they can't bitch when they lose to the monsters that are the elected Republicans.